So that's one of my biggest passions, is that like you don't need to fit inside of a box. You don't need to look, your life and business don't need to look like what everyone else tells you they should. If you have that thing in you that's like, wait a minute, I know there's another way. There is another way. What's up? Hey, hey. I'm just gonna get right into it today, guys. Like, it was brought to my attention, and this is super freaking accurate, that I have not been talking to you about business very frequently anymore. Not at all, actually, for the most part. I've talked a lot about a lot of different things, but we haven't been talking a whole lot about business. And that is what I do every day. Not only do I run my own company, but I help a dozen or so people run theirs too. And so I was kind of wanting to, in a way, like reintroduce myself, I guess, and reintroduce what I do, who I am, and just get back into giving some business tips, talking about the things that are my jam, that in ways that I can help you. That's something that I used to do here frequently, and the conversations have changed a lot more into lifestyle, a little bit more than per se what they originally were, and I want to have a better mixture of both. So here we go. So, reintroduce myself, Jamie Thurber. Hello. What's funny is as you're looking at me, you may not think that this is the professional attire of someone who is a business coach, but also, if you've been here for a while, you know that I don't follow anyone else's rules. So there's that. What I dress, how I dress has nothing to do with my ability to help people make a lot of money, have better teams, have more time, enjoy their lives better, be happier, those types of things. So that is one thing that I'll give in the reintroduction of me that I think is important to know. And that's what I help other people do too. I basically help people create the life that they want, including how to live on your own terms, like how to become okay with that, how to do the actual groundwork and build the solid foundation to where you're able to shift and move and grow and do what you want, whatever makes you happy, or, you know, we need to do in order to make your life the way that you want it to be. And what's funny is that I kind of stopped talking about that, and I think because I got sick of fucking hearing people act like, well, it must be nice, right? It must be nice to do that. And it just kind of made me feel kind of like, okay, well, I guess I shouldn't talk about it. But here's the truth. It is fucking nice. It's really nice, actually. It's really nice to be in a place where my business has been able to grow and cultivate this lifestyle that I want and support it. I was able to go through one of the hardest times in my life last year, and because I have such a solid foundation in my business that still thrived, I was able to be ultra focused elsewhere, still be able to take care of my clients, and knew that all of the systems and foundational things that I had set up could keep running. And it's because of that even more so I believe in exactly what I do and what I help my clients create, is because it's like, I will always come back to the basics. It will always come back to the fundamentals and the foundation, because the truth is that all this big fancy shit that everybody has, you know, in their eyes, that they like, these like shiny penny scenarios that they want to do, like, there's nothing wrong with that. But if that's the only thing that you're focusing your mind on, it's like a house of cards, right? It's not built on stability. And so that is not going to be sustainable typically. You know, that is my number one jam, is really figuring out how to get to the core while we're still doing the day-to-day things that generate income and growth and make sure we're running and paying our bills. We are all at the same time creating this foundation that's unfucking shakeable, right? Where we know all the ins and outs. Everybody around us is in the game and knows what they need to do. We become a better manager, become better communicators, better marketers, better storytellers, like all of the things that we need to do, whatever it may be, to fit specifically into the way that we want our business and lives to be. And like, that's what I do. So I have courses and different things out there that I'm going to actually be launching and re-releasing for everyone here soon. But the main way that I help people is through coaching, and that's through private coaching. So what does that mean? I help my clients, which come from all different walks of life. I have never niched down into one specific type of person or business or industry, because I don't believe in that. I believe I can help so many different people, and I do. So I'm good with leaving it open to that. Usually my clients all have something in common, which is the drive to live life a little differently than everyone else. The drive to know that there's that thing inside of them that they've been wanting to have or do or receive or create, and they can't shake it, and they're done ignoring it, and they know that they need to do X, Y, and Z, or they don't know what they need to do in order to create it. Either situation, that tends to be one of the underlining common denominators, that and wanting more time to enjoy their lives. And so that's what we do. And I'm living proof of it in so many ways. And after having so many years of experience of really taking utter chaos and making it function well, I've been able to do that in the online space with my clients that are all over the world and the country, and it's a beautiful thing. So it's one of those pieces where people are like, productivity, nah. Organization, nah. I'm not good at it. I don't need it. I'm not going to spend time on it. But the truth is, it will always come back down to those things, and the clear vision and knowing what to do within your daily habits and knowing your fucking self. That's the other part of what we do too, is we identify the pieces of us that we're holding back or that are stopping us or that need to be shifted so that we can have all of these things. Because, a lot of people underestimate how much we stand in our own way and how we do that. So it's a perfect mixture of the two. And so with private coaching, again, like I was saying, is I have clients that come to me and we have weekly phone calls, and we build this relationship, right? Where I'm basically their go-to, their liaison, their person in their corner, whatever you want it to be. And we build off of that week after week after week after week. I have a lot of my clients who stay with me for years, and the reason they do is because they're still growing and getting results. So why retell their stories to someone new? And it's like we've created such a solid connection and a partnership that we're able to keep growing on that. And they go from, a smaller business, like one of them goes from having, I think it was like 300,000 in income in the business to having 2 million, and like those types of building blocks to where it's sustainable too, and they haven't lost themselves and their whole identity and existence in the meantime. But and that's something I'm really proud of. Like, I'm very proud of the way that I cultivate relationships with my clients and how we're able to continue to grow, and I'm able to continue to help them for such long term. Is that required to be long term? No. My contracts are 6 months. That's your minimum of working with me. And like I said, most of the time that's not it. That's not where we stop, but you definitely have that option. So that's private coaching. And then I have a group that I am relaunching because I just recreated the entire thing, basically just recreated the platform it lives on. And that group is like near and dear to my heart. It's called Operation Do, and it was originally founded on the idea of creating more time and planning. And over the years has molded into just that, but also into this community space of being able to support one another as we're choosing to do life differently, and we're, having whatever our problems may be that come up, or whatever obstacles life throws at us, ways for us to bob and weave and still do well and have that space. And so each week I go in there and do a coaching call live where I answer questions and I speak on a different topic in life, basically. And it's based around this concept of intentional living and how every area of our life is connected, and it creates a wheel. And if one area is off, then the wheel can't turn well. And so our entire focus is on how do we continue to mold and move and tweak and keep the balance as best we can so that we can keep rolling, right? And just keep that balanced growth space. And so it's a beautiful place, and it's created to support each other, but it's also, what's cool about it at this point, all these years later, is while it was valuable and awesome before, it's like now you also have access to 4 years worth of training videos. Like, it is an abundance of information, and it's extremely affordable. Like, it's less than $50 a month, and that's your membership fee, and you can come there and be there, and you have direct access to me there as well as the community for support. So those are the two ways of coaching. Basically, I do offer a laser sessions now and then. I'll throw out things like an incubator process. It's like a 3 to 6 month window of a small group of people growing. Like, those are things you can keep your eyes open for that I do every now and then. And I have courses that are group taught and things like that, which are usually specific down to a certain thing. But yeah, you guys, like that's a little bit more about my business and me. And along with that, I have the blog that I've been writing in for almost 10 years. I have my social media platforms where I have affiliate marketing and, modeling and promoting other people's businesses. My self-brand is a part of that, as well as I started a podcast earlier this year, that's doing fairly freaking well. And I'm excited about that. I'm in the process of writing my first book, and I love my life and I love my business, and my business is amazing. And it's something that I created this way. And it's definitely not something that feels like work, which I think is great. And my schedule looks nothing like what most people think a business schedule should look like. So there's that. And I want to help more people, and continue, I guess I should say, help more people learn how they can create this for themselves too. And so that's one of my biggest passions, is that you don't need to fit inside of a box. You don't need to look, your life and business don't need to look like what everyone else tells you they should. If you have that thing in you that's like, wait a minute, I know there's another way. There is another way. And it's not a quick, rich, scheme of this is how I made this many dollars in 5 minutes. That's not the key. It's creating something that's sustainable. So that's why I always go back to that foundation piece. But I hope this was informative and maybe shines a little bit more light on what I do and how I help people. And, team management and management building and communication is one of my sweet spots that I really enjoy. Project management and business planning and management, marketing, storytelling. There's just an abundance. It's hard for me to explain in a simple sentence or paragraph how I help people. It's a really deep thing, and again, something I'm super honored to get to do. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment them below. Let me know. I'm an open book. That's another thing about me. I'm an open book. There's really not anything off limits. Besides asking to see me naked. That's a hard no. So you can just leave that question to yourself. But any other thing, right? Ask away. I'm an open book when it comes to that. And I would always love to hear the feedback, because the truth is the more questions that you ask and the more I hear about what you're interested in, the more content I can create to provide that directly for you guys. So thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. And I look forward to sharing more business tips with you again soon. Have a good day.